Have you ever wanted to flip houses but got scared because you felt you didn't know anything about construction or even how to deal with contractors? If so, stay tuned. Today, we're going to talk about how to deal with contractors. All right, I'm going to show you guys the 3 different tiers of contractors. I'm going to show you how to vet them. I'm going to let you know what you should say to them, and also some things you should definitely not say to them. You guys ready? Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tariq from Yes, I Pay Cash and the First Class Flipping Academy, where I teach you about real estate investing along with entrepreneurship to help you achieve financial independence as you grow your business. I show you how to minimize your risk and maximize your profits. So if you haven't done so already and you'd like to show me some love, please hit the subscribe button along with the bell icon. That way you'll be the first to know when I come out with a new video. You guys ready? Let's get to it. So when I first started investing in real estate in the early 2000s, I knew nothing about construction or how to deal with contractors at all. It seems that every time I bought a different property, each one would have its own different types of problems. So as time went on, I would just add the names of different workers who could do the different types of work. Eventually, I would be able to walk through a property, see what types of repairs needed to be made, and I would instantly have someone in mind who I could call to do the work. With that being said, I want to share with you some of the early lessons that I've learned to help you avoid some of the same pain that I've experienced early in my career. Okay, so the first valuable lesson that I learned is, what level of contractor should I be working with? All right, so when I first started thinking that I was saving money, I hired the lowest level of handyman possible. The one that I like to refer to now as the jackass of all trades. These are the people that when you ask them, so what type of rehab work can you do? They always answer with, I could do everything. I could do it all, right? These are the ones who are not licensed at anything. You can always spot these guys in their old beat up pickup trucks, right? They never have the tools they need for the job, and they never have money to start the job. They will always come up with an excuse about why they got there late, had to leave early, or even never showed up at all. So it took me a couple of years of having materials, tools, and money stolen, incomplete jobs, poor workmanship, and so on, to one day I just finally woke up and said, you know what, man? You just been dealing with the wrong folks. So what should you do when you come across these types of workers? Run like hell. Never work with them, period. There are typically 3 tiers of contractors in this business. Okay, the first tier being the one that we just talked about, the jackass of all trades, right? Now, your second tier is your licensed contractor. Small company, but he has several skilled workers on his team. Okay, and your third tier, that's the contractor, the one with the ads on TV, the ones with the big trucks and the big crews, the one where the boss never gets dirty, but he just riding around giving estimates all day, right? So eventually I learned that I should be working with the second group of contractors. They're more skilled and more competent than group number 1. It costs me a little bit more money, but at least I know the job is going to get done, and it's going to get done right. Okay? They're also less expensive than group number 3, who has to pay for those fancy ads and those expensive trucks. Now, the second valuable lesson I learned was to consolidate the team. When I first got started in the beginning, I would hire one crew for demo. I had another crew for framing. I had one crew who would hang the drywall. I had another crew who would finish the drywall. I had another crew for painting. I had a carpenter who would hang the cabinets and do all my trim work. I had a separate guy who just did my tile. I had another guy for carpet, another guy for my wood floors, and so on and so on. Never again. It just gets to be too much. Now I try to write no more than a handful of checks each project. I pay my general contractor and he pays his crew. I pay my plumber. I pay the electrician, my HVAC guy, as well as my roofing and siding guy. That's it. So now that you know the different levels of contractors, now let's touch on how to deal with them. Number 1, never tell a contractor what your budget is. If they ask, simply say, I brought you here to give me an estimate so that I can get an idea of what the renovation cost will be, so that I can make a decision if this deal is even worth me pursuing or not. Just leave it at that. Number 2, always get your bids before you close on the property. Never wait until after you close to start meeting with contractors. You never want to wait until after you own the property to find out that everything is going to cost more than what you budgeted for. This puts you in a vulnerable position and the contractor now has the leverage. Number 3, never tell a contractor that they are the only ones bidding on the job. Always get multiple bids and make sure that they are itemized, including both material and labor costs. That way that you can compare apples to apples when you are comparing your bids. Number 4, never hire a contractor based on pictures. You cannot see all of the detail work in pictures, and who is to say that is really their job? Ask to meet them at a current project they are doing so that you can see their work in person. Number 5,
don't ever
pay a contractor all or even half of the money up front, and definitely do not pay them in cash. This is a recipe for disaster. If it is a pretty extensive job, pay them in draws. I pay my guys 1/3 when they start so that they can get their materials. I pay them another 1/3 after they pass their rough-in inspection, and I pay them the final 1/3 at the end of the job when we have all final inspections completed. This way you can hold them accountable. Number 6, never pay a contractor by the day or even by the week. Always pay them by the job. When you're paying someone by the day or even the week, there is no real sense of urgency. They will take their poor sweet time. I only pay by the job. So if it takes them 3 days or 3 weeks, they are still getting the same price. Number 7, make sure you pick or approve all final finishing materials and make sure that you communicate this clearly. Avoid having an issue of the contractor installing materials that are not to your liking or to your taste. Number 8, make sure that your contractor is licensed, insured, and that all required permits will be pulled. It may cost a little more hiring skilled workers, but you will be able to sleep much better knowing that the job is being done correctly. Number 9, get everything in writing. Your contract does not have to be super long. Just point out the pertinent details of the time frame and the payment draw schedules. You can attach your scope of work, Have you and the contractor initial next to each item they are responsible for and sign it at the bottom. This way there is no mix-up on what was agreed upon. In closing, working with contractors can be tough, especially when you are first starting out. It took me years to build a reliable, trustworthy team. Save yourself some stress by working with skilled, credible contractors instead of going with the lower level handymen who will end up costing you double and have you throwing money down the drain. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. And don't forget to get your free copy of my ebook, How to Find and Flip Your First Property. The link is down in the description below. And if you have a property or if you know of anybody who would like to sell me a property, you can always reach me at yesipaycash.com. And if you need coaching or consulting, I can also be reached at tariqthomas.com. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.